Well, this certainly hasn't been the greatest of weeks for me. And actually, I think last week was a precursor to this week, and I blame it all on Walmart. I've been playing the market a lot lately, and one of my things is I always like to look at earnings calendars, seeing which companies are going to report their earnings a couple of weeks in advance, and then I look at those certain companies, I look at their previous quarters, and I try to project. And companies that I think are going to have good earning reports with the market, how volatile it's been, I try to buy low and try to pick up some quick cash, try to make investments, buy low, projecting how they're going to do when their earnings are announced. So I've done pretty well. Let's say I've hit maybe at a 70% clip. And even the losers that I've hit haven't been catastrophic until Walmart. So I buy 100 shares of Walmart like early last week. In the first couple of days, Walmart, everybody was anticipating good earnings this week. What happens? Walmart totally misses their fourth quarter earnings, right? It was just a bad online fourth quarter for them. So not only does Walmart plunge, but it takes down the entire Dow, as you know, earlier this week. So I lose like $1,200 the first 2 days of this week just because of Walmart. Now, my other stocks did well. But Walmart just killed me. And I blame Walmart on all my problems because Walmart, I think, Bentonville, Arkansas. I've been there once in my life, traveled through Arkansas. And then the next night, I have a 15-dime best bet on the University of Arkansas, minus 5.5 points at home against Kentucky. Loved Arkansas. Kentucky goes on a huge second-half run and just pulverizes them. Next night, I come back with a 15-dime best bet on Virginia. They fail to cover at home against Georgia Tech. Last night, I turned to one of my favorite conferences that's made me a ton of money, to one of my favorite teams, UL Lafayette. The Ragin' Cajuns, a 7-point favorite at Troy State. This is a team that has not won, I should say, their smallest margin of victory in any conference game this season has been 9 points. On the road, where they're 6-1 in conference play, their smallest margin of victory has been 10 points. They're laying 7. They only win by 5 points at Troy State. So now, I've got a 3-day losing streak. I haven't lost, I don't think, 3 days in 4 to 5 weeks. That's the type of winning roll I've been on. But you know it as well as I do. As a gambler, as a handicapper, the next winning streak and the next losing streak is always lurking around that corner. Sometimes we want to run and embrace that winning streak. But when it's a losing streak, we want to run the other way. And that's why I always say that you can't celebrate the wins just the same way you can't lament the losses. You got to stay even keel. The people that are always counting the cash, celebrating after a big win, the same ones that get down in the dumps after a loss, bad news. You lose focus. To me, this is like golf. You shank your tee shot. You got to scramble to get back to par. A 3-day losing streak, you can't make it a 7-day losing streak. You can't make it a losing streak where you lose 10 out of 12 days. Now, I've done it before. I've lost 10 out of 12 days. I've lost even more than that sometimes, okay? You can't have little bad stretches of bad luck turn into big abysses. You can't. You've got to be able to scramble back to par. And to me, it's all about winning tonight. It's all about winning to Saturday or Sunday and Monday, because you can still turn a bad little streak into a winning week. And that's reality. This isn't a pep talk. That's just reality. And if you don't think you can win, why gamble? Why have a defeatist attitude? So it's been an interesting week. I blame it again on Walmart. And then in between, the reason I haven't done these video reports the last couple of days is I've been a migraine sufferer, man, since I've been like 5 or 6 years old. Back in those days, they gave you 2 aspirins. Nobody knew what the hell migraines were, especially when you were a kid. And I'm grateful. I am not one of these types where you got to draw the curtains and I've got to lay down. I don't see the horrors. But, I have my prophylactic medicine. I have my migraine medicine. I have my emergency release medicine. I go to the Jefferson University Migraine Clinic in Philadelphia, one of the best migraine clinical centers in all of this country. And I've been going there for years. And you know what? I still get 8 to 10 migraines a month. But about twice a year, I get one of those migraines where all the drugs in the world cannot stop it. And the last 3 days, oh my God, you, oh my God, I don't know what drum beat. I think Keith Moon came back from the dead. And I think that he was definitely playing all his greatest hits in my head, especially on this side. Oh my God, today I'm like re-energized. I feel like a new man. Or I got a lobotomy yesterday and nobody told me. So listen, let's get going here with complimentary play. Cashed in last night with Wisconsin Green Bay. The big NBA play tonight you might want to be checking out. Chris Jordan going for NBA double your wager winner, number 26 of 37. He's on a great run with his top-rated NBA releases. I think on a 20... Oh, hell, go check it out on the homepage. It's over half price off. Use coupon code Chris. You can check it out yourself. NBA tonight, I think the best bet is the game between Minnesota and Houston. But I'm going to talk about here for the free play, the game between Cleveland and Minnesota. No. Cleveland and Memphis. Cleveland and Memphis. I'm going to blame all the accumulated drugs in my system from the past few days from the migraine. The Cavaliers last night lost 110-103, and normally I'm reluctant to take a team on the second of back-to-backs, especially when the second leg of that back-to-back is on the road. But I look at last night's game, it's something I call the cobweb game. Coming off an extended break because of the All-Star break, Cavaliers were a little bit out of sorts last night offensively. But also, listen, Washington's played some damn good ball since John Wall has been out. So they lose that game. They only score 103 points. The first 3 games with their revitalized lineup, they had scored 123, 121, and 120 points. So I think it actually benefits them that they got the cobwebs out last night and are now playing for a second straight night, as opposed to a Memphis team that has been idle for 9 straight days. And it's not like the Grizzlies were playing well beforehand. The Grizzlies had lost 7 straight and 9 of 10 going into the break. Their defense, what defense? They'd given up 106.6 points in their last 12 games. So I'm going to go with Cleveland. It's a discounted price at 5.5. If they had won last night, I assure you they would have been laying 2 more points in this game, 7.5. So Cleveland, a bargain in my eyes, minus the 5.5 is your first complimentary play. College basketball tonight. I'm going to go with Rhode Island. Minus the 10.5 at home against Dayton. Now, Rhode Island, if they win tonight, will win their first conference championship in men's basketball of any type in the regular season since they won the Eastern 8 championship back in 1980-81. Dayton has lost 5 straight Atlantic 10 conference games on the road. By margins of 16 at St. Joe's, by 10 at St. Louis, by 4 at UMass, by 4 at Virginia Commonwealth, and most recently by 18 at George Mason. Rhode Island won the first meeting at Dayton, 88-74, back on January 20th. They won that game even though Dayton shot almost 64% from the field. Now, what has happened with Rhode Island? They had won 16 straight games overall. They had won 21 consecutive Atlantic 10 games before last Friday, going to St. Bonaventure, a game in which I gave you the Bonnies as a complimentary play. Bonaventure pulls off the upset. Then, next game out, at LaSalle a couple of nights ago, they needed overtime, give up a season high in points before escaping with the win 95-93 in overtime. But now they're back at home, where they're going to be focused, where they're undefeated at home and Atlantic 10 play. I like them here. Dayton is 1-8 in true road games. I'm willing to lay the points with Rhode Island. Of the 2 plays, however, I do like the Cleveland Cavaliers a little more. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Please go to Walmart, spend a lot of money online because I got to recoup my losses. Believe me, whatever I lost on the 15 dime plays this week, it pales in comparison to what I lost on Walmart this week. Oh, my God. Anyway, we move forward. I wish you well, guys, and we'll do this again on Saturday. Good luck.